Hey everybody, what's going on? Steve here, Whiskey Congress. I just want to give everybody a little bit of a heads up as to what's going on. First of all, it's my Big Steve, Stevie Black. It's my birthday weekend, so I've been marinating meat all night. Have consumed a little bit of whiskey, and getting ready to enjoy Labor Day the way it should be enjoyed. But on top of that, Jim and I did manage to record a show, and some of the things we talked about, I'm going to lay out for you here. North Korea, they tested a hydrogen bomb. That's a lot scary. And we talked about solutions to the North Korea problem and, some of the issues with dealing with North Korea in terms of domestic, in terms of you know, using the CIA and some other things, some other aspects. So I believe it's an interesting topic, so definitely check that out. We get into Hurricane Harvey, obviously, the impact on Houston, what J.J. Watt has done, and what some of the other celebrities, how they've been able to get involved and raise some money, use it appropriately, and impact a really bad situation. You know, we have FEMA, we have our federal government, but ultimately, how these things get resolved once the federal government goes away, once the cameras go away, are all these other smaller organizations that are willing to stay there over an extended period of time because they have the money, because they have the funds, because people donated. And what we're seeing out of Kevin Hart, J.J. Watt, various people who are donating 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, $1 million, all those different people, God bless them and thank you. But we talk about that, and some of the issues of why Houston is dealing with this the way they are. Their zoning issues and how they don't have a good drainage system to help them. And listen, with this type of storm, it doesn't matter. Jim gets into some climate change issues, and I challenge him on that. He brings in Ann Coulter, and I bring in I don't care. So there's that. We get into KKK, white supremacists, Nazis, Antifa, all those different conversations, all those different groups. Jim has his theory on why certain people follow them. I don't necessarily buy it, and we get into it. So, it's definitely worth listening to just to hear that conversation. We move from the white supremacist and Nazi Antifa group into Zeke Elliot in the NFL. His suspension, he's been suspended for 6 games. It's under review. He appealed. He's got a solid appeal, and when you look at the information that came out, you realize the NFL probably fucked up on the initial suspension, and we talk about that. The Cleveland Browns, we talk about their protests. We talk about the Cleveland Police Department protesting the players' protest, and how they do it and why it doesn't make any sense. We have a solid conversation about that, looking at it from both sides. And then, at the end of the day, listen, kids, I am here because it's my birthday weekend. I got meat marinating. I got a smoker that's ready to go. And this is the most exciting day of the year for me. It's Labor Day weekend. I'm celebrating my birthday. We got meat. We got whiskey, beer that we need. I'm wearing a Ninja Turtles shirt. Donatello was my favorite Ninja Turtle. And all that being said, I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna finish my whiskey. I'm gonna look at my meat one more time. No, not my meat, but the meat that I'm gonna cook in the smoker. See, you can see how that goes terribly wrong. But thanks for checking us out. If you can't find us, then I'll help you out here. Look on Twitter at Whiskey Congress. Look on Instagram at Whiskey Congress. Look on Facebook, facebook.com/Whiskey Congress. Look on YouTube at youtube.com/Whiskey Congress. Thanks for joining us. Always hit subscribe. Check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you can find your podcast. Again, Whiskey Congress, thanks for listening.